Hey everyone, welcome back to DataGen, and in this video I'm giving you 8 people who should have fought behind the Red Mantle in Power Rangers, or at least they had a great chance of becoming the Red Ranger throughout the series, whether they failed early on or only appeared at the end of the series replacing the previous one. So, let's go. Mike Corbett, Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. I've placed Mike as the first person who should have become the Red Ranger on this list. So, in Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, deep within the forest of the planet Mirinoi, there's a legend about the Quasar Saber, which states that whoever pulls the sword out of the stone will harness the mighty power. In the first episode of Quasar Quest, Mike and 4 others were chosen by the sword to harness the power of the Galaxy Rangers. They were able to pull out the sword, and Mike was the first one to do so. Therefore, it was clear that Mike deserved to wield the power of the Galaxy Rangers, even serving as the Red Ranger. Unfortunately, during the conflict in that episode, Mike fell into an abyss before he could transform into the Red Ranger. But Mike was able to pass his Quasar Saber to Leo to keep the power alive before he completely fell. Mike was lost, but Leo continued his legacy and fought as the Red Ranger. This was a surprising twist, even though we knew Leo was introduced as the Red Ranger in the opening scene, but the way he gained his power was unexpected. Mike was later revealed to be alive mid-season thanks to Magna Defender. He continued his legacy and fought as the second Magna Defender until the end of the series. Alex Drake, Power Rangers Time Force. In Power Rangers Time Force, we are shown that Alex was the first person to fight behind the red suit. He was the original Red Time Force Ranger in the year 3000. We should have been able to watch Alex as the Red Ranger throughout the Time Force series, but the storyline didn't allow that to happen. In the first episode, Alex successfully captured Rancic, the main villain. But it was all for nothing, because he escaped again while being transferred to the prison. Alex tried to capture him for the second time, but this time he failed and was easily defeated by him. It was a very sad moment, especially since it was previously revealed that he and Jen the Pink Ranger had just gotten engaged. This was one of the shortest-lived Red Rangers in the show. A few episodes later, Jen found Wes, a descendant of Alex from the past, when she went back to 2001 to chase Rancic. Since Wes shared the same DNA, he was able to access the Morpher and complete the Time Force Ranger team as the Red Ranger we know now. However, both Alex and Wes were played by the same person, Jason Font. Skye Tate, Power Rangers SPD. Skye Tate is the son of a former SPD Red Ranger who fell in battle a few years ago. He's extremely proud of his father and wants to become a Red Ranger just like him and also continue his legacy with honor. Skye joined SPD and proved himself to be the best. Skye is an expert in weapons and combat. He's a meticulous, neat, a confident person, and he's recognized as the best cadet by his friends and even his commanders. And because of that, he becomes arrogant. When the time comes, Skye finally receives the honor of being an SPD Ranger, but he's chosen as the Blue Ranger instead of the Red Ranger. He's disappointed by this and becomes even more hardened. Until the episode SPD Blue Ranger, he confronted an internal conflict when facing Murloc, the enemy of his father's past. And for the first time, thanks to Jack, Skye Tate easily defeats Murloc as the Red Ranger for his father. One of the best moments in Power Rangers history. With this, he realizes that being the Blue Ranger is something to be proud of. And at the end of the series, Jack decides to leave SPD, and finally Skye Tate gets what he's been fighting for all along. He's promoted to Red Ranger. Well, this is a long journey, and that's why you should never give up on your dreams. Andrew Hartford, Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. Andrew Hartford, or better known as Mr. Hartford, is the man behind the Operation Overdrive Rangers. He's a billionaire, inventor, and archaeologist. Until on one of his expeditions, he accidentally discovered the Crown of the Gods, or known as Corona Aurora, which freed Malta and Furious. The situation became even more dangerous if he didn't quickly find the jewels of the crown before Malta and Furious. So he created the Power Rangers Operation Overdrive. He recruited 4 people and left one special place for himself. He originally planned to be the Red Ranger and lead the operation. But this plan was ruined after his son Mac found out what was really going on. During the conflict in episode 2, Mr. Hartford was captured before he could transform, but his son handled it by taking over as the Red Ranger. Since then, Mac became part of the team as the Red Ranger, although initially his father doubted him. Throughout the series, Mr. Hartford continued to work as a mentor and provided all his expertise to the Rangers in the battlefield. Jared, Power Rangers Jungle Fury. This is a bit tricky, but it's up to you guys whether he deserves to be a Red Ranger. So Jared was one of Paizua's students, and he was chosen as one of the 3 to guard the chest, holding the evil Dicey along with Theo and Lily. But because of his increasingly arrogant attitude and frequent misuse of his powers, Master Mao decided to replace him with Casey Rhodes. That's it. If Jared remained one of the chosen 3 Guardians, would he have had a chance to become the Red Ranger? But they would never have become Rangers if Jared hadn't destroyed the Chest of Evil. So, what do you guys think? Should I remove him from this list? Comments below. Lauren Shiba, Power Rangers Samurai. Lauren Shiba is the older sister of Jaden Shiba and the true 18th leader of the Shiba clan. She was supposed to be the Red Ranger from the beginning, but since the previous Red Ranger had 2 descendants, they could come up with a better plan to defeat the Niloks. They kept Jaden to fool the Nilok into thinking Jaden was the true head of the Shiba clan. Meanwhile, Lauren secretly trained to perfect the sealing symbol. Lauren returned to the Shiba house after she succeeded and took over the leadership, replacing Jaden. They headed into the final battle, but the sealing symbol failed and she was hit by Master Xandrids. They retreated, and due to her condition, she gave leadership back to Jaden and also gave him her last disc to defeat Master Xandrid. Lauren Shiba only appeared in 5 episodes towards the end, making her one of the Red Rangers with the shortest appearances. Zordon, Power Rangers Movie 2017. Zordon was the former Red Ranger who lost to Rita during the Cenozoic era. Years later, all 5 crystals were found. Since a new team was formed, Zordon realized the Morphin grid would soon open, giving him a chance to live again. He had been waiting for this moment so hard to return as the Red Ranger. He was very skeptical of the new team because they were a bunch of teenagers who couldn't even morph. Just as the moment arrived, Zordon realized their bond had grown, especially because of Billy, who had already been defeated. Zordon chose his path. He revived Billy and kept himself that way. He acknowledged that he and his team had already lost, and therefore the new team would rise. He entrusted Jason to lead as the Power Rangers. Maybe if Zordon had let his ego blind him, the Earth would have experienced another dark age. You know, never make decisions with ego and anger. Blaze, Power Rangers Beast Morpher. Blaze was a karate instructor, skilled in combat, but arrogant and conceited. He was a senior member of the Grid Battle Force and was chosen as one of 3 candidates to be the Power Rangers. He was supposed to be the Red Ranger, if not for an incident that occurred during his morphing process with the Morphin grid. He was close to achieving it until Evox, a computer virus from the past, sabotaged their devices and disrupted the system. The morphing process created an avatar, a clone of Blaze's body. However, the clone escaped, and Blaze fell into a coma. Blaze failed to become the Red Ranger, and Devon was forced to replace him. A few episodes later, Blaze woke up after his clone was defeated by the Rangers. He regained his life as a karate instructor, and his personality changed for the better. And those are the people I meant. If you want to add something, just write it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for the next video.